Right, my name's Nick Littlehales. I'm the founder of SportsSleepCoach.com, and we're just going to do a little quick intro to what we get up to. I've been in the industry for a hell of a long time, and certainly working in elite sport for the last 16 odd years. Basically, just trying to redefine it. Everybody hears about simple things like you're supposed to get that lovely 8 hours sleep every day, but I've never met anybody who gets that or even tries to do it. It's just something very random, and that's what interested me in the world of sport, that it's simply just taken for granted. It's not a performance criteria, but there are things you can do. So today we're just going to have a quick look at one of the basics, which is what you're actually sleeping with. And today I brought a little sleep kit along, which is something I specifically designed for an elite group of athletes for an Olympic Games. And literally it's as simple as this. We've got a kit bag that goes into an environment, into a hotel or even at home. It's simply profiled exactly to the athlete, so everything's in it. You could call it as simply as a bed in a bag, but literally everything's in there, ready to go. Simply made up with the right kind of pillow, and you're off. It's a simple combination of microfiber, hypoallergenic, antibacterial bedding products with specialist linen for body temperature control, soft touch, easy clean. All of those aspects that tick the boxes for great sleep are all in these products, creating a wonderful environment. We use layers, and also different types of layers with different types of airflow cuts and ways that we can put things together to make sure that we get the ultimate mental and physical recovery with the athlete while they're in whatever hours sleep they are. And this little combination, I can squeeze that very easily with my hands, so it's not about firmness or those very obvious things about particular types of support through very hard, firm products that are sort of orthopedic or chiropractic. All of this stuff has had a simple design brief. It's a bit like our favourite pair of shoes, trainers, which are simply designed to do everything you want to do, but you can wear them 24 hours a day and you can't feel them. Basically, as an individual, there is one specific sleeping position that you want, and that is in the classic fetal position on the opposite side to your dominant side. And that simply means that I'm right-handed, so this is my less dominant side, it's my less sensitive side. In a fetal position with the arms gently folded and knees bent, this is a position of good postural care, good postural support, and also I've got my strongest side to protect myself when I'm in sleep, which is really critical for that mental process of going down into those deep sleep stages, which is what you're trying to get. So this is my best sleeping side. If I do it on something that is not suited to my profile, like this floor, I adopt that position and quite clearly have a massive gap between my head and that floor. And this is where those wonderful things called pillows come in, that very few people actually buy when they're buying things like mattresses, things to sleep on. It's because the pillow is simply there to fill that gap, to support the head, because it's not profiled correctly for me. What happens when you start to get into a sleeping state, as pressure builds up on the shoulders and hips and knees, is we start to make some adjustments. And those adjustments can be adopting this sort of free fall position where we've got our head twisted on a pillow, and we shift that pillow right out the way, trying to go right to the edge of it, because we're putting a lot of strain on our neck. We'll then switch over to that position, because as the pressure builds it becomes more difficult to actually retain it on our front. And when that becomes even more difficult, we may shift to our backs. Another common position, but with a pillow shoving the head up, blocking off the airways, that makes it very difficult to stay in a sleep state. You get dry mouth, heavy breathing, even to the point of snoring. So those sort of things are because the pillow is aggravating the system. So my particular physical profile, height, weight, shape, allergies, sensitivity to temperature, all goes into the products that you're actually using to sleep on. So in this particular case, this product is designed for somebody of a similar profile, a mesomorph as we would like to call it, and I adopt that position and ask myself, where am I now going to put a pillow? Because the product, through its layers, very simple, even very shallow, is removing the floor or any hard surface like a base and simply now accepting my body as if I can't feel anything underneath me whatsoever. I can stay in this position for as long as I particularly want. And then at some point I will move naturally, and if I do adopt a fetal position, I'm in the same place where the product is not aggravating my posture and not creating too much raising on the neck. I can do it that way around, and more importantly, when I do go to my back, I'm in a lovely balanced position, lovely through the spine, into that lower back, through the hips, into the knees, and onto there. So even sensitivity on elbows and hands. If you're in the wrong setup, these things will aggravate you and will make you keep moving, tossing and turning, creating body temperature, and not sleeping in the correct way. So at least, even with something like this, because we do like to have something with us to hold on to, you want the shallowest pillow you can possibly get with the correctly profiled mattress. Not getting something which is very common in the marketplace, is if your mattress is not correctly profiled, then you start to pick pillows, because that's a big problem in the marketplace, and you'll go for things that are quite heavily shaped or very solid, and all that does is completely the opposite to what you're trying to do. And that's why there's so many pillows bought in the UK and around the world every day, trying to make what's underneath them feel better, but it actually makes it feel worse. So if you're thinking about buying some new products, you don't necessarily have to go and get yourself a kit like this, but you do have to remember that everything that you're sleeping with, from the pillow to the mattress to the linen and your actual duvet, is all designed to encourage you to sleep in exactly the right way. And that's what we do with athletes. They're able to complete a simple profiling program process where we get all of that information. That can be done virtually. They'll take pictures of their rooms and their products. They feed that all into us. We're able to then advise them not only on what products would suit them, whether they buy from us or not, what's out there in the marketplace, but we can also help them redefine their routines around sleep so they can improve how more consistently they recover and therefore their performance. Thanks for listening.